Okay, we're out here freezing our butts off. It was in the teens last night. It's in the low 20s today. Make sure to have gloves. Gosh, I think my camera's freezing.
The camera might be freezing.
Because when you're splitting wood, you do have wood that flies in every direction. So I do have my kids stand way back when I'm chopping. And we have had kittens before that have come on the scene. And
this is a very dangerous activity.
It is.
Take caution.
You have to be careful. At least use some common sense.
So right here is a pretty good piece of wood that you'll want to look for chopping. You see, it already has a little bit of cracking in it from being dried.
And this is mine. You see cracks. If there's no cracks, or if you see a lot of pitch on it, it means that it's going to be a humdinger, or if it has knots.
A lot of times you can tell by how heavy it is too. If you go to pick up one piece and it's heavy and the next piece isn't, you don't want the heavy one.
What's your axe called? Mine's just a splitting maul. It's super heavy, and so it splits out of just sheer heavy, whereas theirs is the
honeydew carpenter axe.
And it's double.
I have no idea.
But it is sharpened and it is an axe as opposed to a maul.
Yeah. See, I'm a little bit. Oh.
It's more fun to chop with a friend.
Yeah.
I'll show you how many times I tried to chop this thing.
I had bread the one underneath it.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Holy cow!
Yeah, it would not die. It would not die. Better? If we crouch down like this?
Better.
Okay, so we have plenty of wood now. That took all of 5 minutes.
Right.
Super fun.
Lots of fun.
More fun with somebody else. And yes, logs do fly every which way. It probably wasn't the safest for me to have my head down while she was splitting because wood can just explode. But first we're gonna pick up the wood, stack it real quick. Once it's split, you wanna make sure it stays dry. You don't want it out in the elements. So it's one of the reasons we have the greenhouse on the front of the cabin, is to keep the firewood dry once it's not in this shed. And so we'll go ahead and, in our area we have softwood, like pine, Douglas fir, that kind of thing. And the hardwood that we do have is really stinky.
Way stinky. Don't burn it.
It smells like garbage wood.
Yeah.
So we don't burn a lot of that, even though it does create a hotter fire. It lasts longer. We just use what we have in the area. It just means you have to clean your chimney more often because you have a creosote built up with the pine.
Which is way better than that smell.
I love the pine smell.
Well, yeah, but that, like, the hardwood.
The hardwood that is so stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just smells like trash.
Right?
So, okay, we're gonna move on to the next project. My ears are about to fall off.
You should wear a hat. Am I wearing your hat?
Well, those ones actually kind of redirect the cold into my ears.
Huh.
And so I love that hat as long as it's not really cold.
Yeah.
But, okay.
So I'm getting really hot, so I'm setting my coat down.
Alrighty. And it's really important when you're stacking wood to have it be straight. You don't want to put it in sideways. You want it to be lined up really nice. And when I split wood, I always do it right next to the woodshed. So we had to move this out for the camera further away from the woodshed, but if you're smart, you set up your block right next to the woodshed and cut there. Make sure, I do have an extension cord here, so you don't obviously want to be cutting right next to an extension cord.
The last bit is the most difficult to push through.
I thought you said there were only 3 screws. Okay, hold on. I got grit in my eyes.
Just a thought.
Today, I feel almost as hardcore as the Fresh Princess. Not quite, because there's not an axe involved,
Right.
but
Well, we could get an axe and chop the chimney down. So frustrated with this thing. So,
I think I've hit transition.
yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore.
You look like you look like what's his name off Mary Poppins?
Like Bert?
Yep, just like Bert. You got in the early fall.
Why can't I get it to go through?
Just push hard. Just give it a push. There you go. Honey,
Yeah.
you can ram it and yank it through all you need. Oh, the innuendos.
So it's supposed to stay that tight?
It's supposed to be pretty tight because it clamps down so that it can go in the flue. You're doing great.
My snot is mixing with my soot.
Right? So everything takes on a lovely little smoky smell.
No,
No?
no smell.
Oh.
If you want to know what kind of day I've had, look at my face. It's been a hard day. The girls were up last night, and the only thing I can say is that either you keep going or you don't.